With this particular young horse, the 4-year-old, green, the rider is not green and has a good feeling, good seat position. My first objective is to analyze the 3 natural gaits, to see that they are clear rhythm. If not, then I have to do something about it and suggest different exercises to clear up the rhythm that's not clear. This horse had 3 clear gaits. So the next objective was, does it walk straight and does it walk with a big amount of elasticity, looseness, overstep, and with activity, good activity. So I had to encourage that with Diane. And then the next step would be the trot. Is that clear in its rhythm? Does it begin to show some suspension? It did not. So then I had to move into variations of the gait. And by doing the variations, asking her to lengthen, you could see that suspension is there, which means later it will develop cadence at the higher levels. And that was also to check the response to the rider's aids, asking the horse to go forward. Now the third part would be the canter. Its rhythm was clear. At first I thought it was a little stilted or a little moving its legs without bending the joints or engaging the joints, even for a young horse. But we worked through that by doing transitions, canter, trot, trot, circle, walk. The main objective was, after studying the 3 basic gaits, their clear rhythm, was to have this young horse begin to seek the contact from the rider's hands and the bit, which it did. Towards the end, it was getting close to accepting the bit. So that basically is what we did. And to encourage that reaching for the bit, we had to do many, many transitions, encourage the rider trainer to have variety, change your directions frequently, like every 5 minutes. The attention span for a young horse is very similar to a 2nd grade child, a 3rd grade. They just can't concentrate too long. So we have to give them something to do, busy, and I encouraged her to take the horse out, ride it in the fields, maybe a little jumping as well, keep its mind clear. It had a very good mind as far as temperament. The character is a little bit of a question there because it doesn't want to go forward respectfully and responsively. So that she will work on. So I left her with those guidelines to work on, and she said these are the tools I needed, and I should see a good change in a few weeks.
What's your overall outlook for this horse now that you've seen her ride it?
Right now I have no reservations, but it's green. We know the temperament is good. The gaits are in above average, so we can put them in the 7 mark, above average gaits, which we will augment. We will make them better by different exercises. The next step for her would be to get into some lateral work in the trot work. The leg yielding where the horse goes forwards and sideways. That would be next, and then variations within the canter itself. So that's our objective, is to change the balance of the horse, and especially under the rider, because we tend to burden them with our weight on their forehand, and we want to at least get into a level balance with every young horse, and then encourage them by way of engagement, that is bending of the hind leg joints, to start to carry more weight behind. So that's the future.